So this episode starts off at Battery Zone right here in Port Elizabeth, and it ends off with installing new spark plugs, Iridium spark plugs in the Jeep JK Wrangler 3.8. So the battery that was in the JK, aka Mando, was failing on us, and it was about time to change it. It was about time to get something a bit better, so we decided to go for the yellow top Optima battery. And this begins a series of tests on the Optima battery. We want to see how potent this battery is. It is a bit more expensive than the standard batteries you get out there. It is an AGM deep cycle battery, and it's actually underrated for the amount of power and output that it actually puts. So we want to test it over the next few months and years and see how it performs, and hopefully it'll outlive the car. So we're putting that in, and this begins the test of the battery. Special thank you to PowerZone in Port Elizabeth for treating us well and giving us a very good price for this battery, almost 50% off. So we had to take the offer, and it was actually the only battery that we could find that was AGM deep cycle and the good rating it had that would fit in this Jeep without any modifications. And in fact, if you go on the Optima website and you type in Jeep, you select the vehicle Jeep and Wrangler, you would find that the only model that comes up over there suggested is the 3.8 V6, which is this one, and it suggests this exact battery. Now, we had to do two things when we installed this battery. We had to change the battery terminal holders because the original ones were past their lifeline and they were brittle, they were breaking. So we put some brand new Bosch ones on, and we also neatened up the wires. Now, you may ask, why do you need a AGM deep cycle battery, especially an Optima? It's quite pricey. Why do you need that? In this car, we've noticed a lot of battery drain when the car is parked for a while because it's got some systems that run all the time, like the tracker, and they draw a lot of power, and a deep cycle battery just seems to suit our needs much more. We've also got a special charger that we will show in another video that will come up that we'll be using to charge this car up, and you'll also see the install of the terminal that connects to that. We couldn't get another AGM battery brand in this size that had these specs in the area that we're in, so we had to settle for Optima, which is a bit more pricey. So we did all the checks and stuff to make sure that the vehicle is charging properly before actually moving on and installing it and paying for it. After installing it, we went ahead and still did some more tests. As you can see, we are checking the voltage even as the vehicle is idling, and we gave it some revs to see as it increases. But what I did notice is, as you take these batteries off the shelf and you put them in for the first time, it starts off at voltage over there, but then it picks up. So it started off at about 13.7, then it started picking up into 14, and then it went up to 14.5. It was sitting around there. Now, one thing you'll notice when you test these batteries is they state on the battery an amount of cold cranking amps that's much lower than what the battery actually puts out. And on the yellow top, it's 750, this one specifically. But when we tested, as you can see over here, the test result came back at 1025, and then it actually increased to 1030 after I drove the car a bit, and then came back the next day. So I was quite impressed, and I want to see how this will perform over the years, over time period that goes by, and let's see what happens, how it goes. Now over here you see us testing the voltage with two multimeters just to see if what we are seeing is accurate, and it's increasing even as we go on. But the reason I had to go for a battery like this is, in my vehicles I put a lot of accessories and different things in, and it draws on the battery. And I've had situations where in the space of a year, a space even less than a year, I've completely ruined a battery because I have so many accessories, so many things running in the background, And the one thing about this battery is it's described online as being perfect for the modern accessory loaded vehicles. Okay, so we've got the Jeep over here, and we'll be doing a quick change. We changed the battery. You saw that in this video. Now we'll be changing the spark plugs. The complication over here is it's a very awkward position. You can see the second, fourth and sixth, I believe, over there. And apparently this is the easy side. And then actually this side looks easier. It's just that positioning of the last one, the way it aims, might be quite difficult. Might need to use a shorter wrench to actually get that out. But yeah, we're gonna change the spark plugs because we bought this car and we don't know the condition of the spark plugs, and we'll see how it goes. Hopefully all goes to plan and it's an easy install. Okay, so we got the first spark plug boot off, and in my case it's been there for a long time, so it is quite tough to get it off. But what I did was, by wiggling it side to side while pulling it gently without damaging the boot in itself. I think when we put it back, we're going to actually put some dielectric grease or something just to prevent any damage in the future on these, and to make it easier to change, just so it doesn't get stuck. Okay, so we can see that the spark plugs aren't that bad. We're going to look in the cylinder and actually see if the cylinder sleeve is looking good with the small camera, but they're not that bad. But we're going to change to iridium. Okay, so the second plug also wasn't so bad. You can see it wasn't changed too long ago. This tip is not too bad, although you can see a bit of breakage over there, but this was stuck in there, so I think it needs some good copper slip to make sure it doesn't get stuck again. Was a lot more than the recommended torque settings, and obviously it will tighten over time, but if the anti-seize is not put in there, there's a possibility of these getting almost welded in there, where you have to really put force to take them out. Here's the Bosch double platinum iridium plug versus the one that we pulled out, and when you try and make them sit together, you can see that they are basically the same length, just a bit of a different design. You can see this one doesn't have a sleeve that comes out so long like the iridium plug. You see the iridium plug has that sleeve that comes over, this one doesn't. You can see the welding over there and the welding over there. So we're going to add some copper slip on now. Got some juice there because it's quite a hot day. It started off as a rainy day, but then it got quite hot. So we're just going to add a bit of copper compound. Well, this is very tricky. I'm holding my phone and at the same time trying to apply this. Apparently a little goes a long way. Just a bit tips, and that should be good. Okay, so we're torquing these down to 15 Newton meters of torque. That's what is on the box, and as you can see, it's click there. So it's sitting in nice and tight and flush. That should be good. Okay, so this is the condition of the fifth cylinder. I believe you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we've done 1, 3, 5. Now we're going to do 2, 4, 6 on that side. So that's the condition of the spark plug from the 5th cylinder. Okay, so to see that last cylinder properly, you need to actually unclip the hose that pushes the steering wiper fluid through. And yeah, then you can actually see it. You can get in there and you can see the actual hole for the spark plug. Without doing this, it's nearly impossible. That right there is the last plug, done and dusted, iridium in. So it took me much longer than this video is going to take, but we are complete. We've put iridiums in all the plugs. Now we're just going to fire it up and see how it goes. Hopefully it starts up one time. Hopefully everything goes well. Okay, so first start with the new spark plugs in, iridiums. I'm hoping the pistons won't hit. Just turn off the aircon. Okay, here goes. 3, 2, 1. And let's go outside and see how that sounds.